Maya's perfect world. Maya Chin stood in front of the mirror, adjusting her red dress one last time. Tonight was special. 3 years ago, she had met Daniel Richards at a charity event, and their love story had felt like something from a fairy tale. He was handsome, successful, and treated her like a queen. Or so she thought. "You look beautiful," she told her reflection, practicing her smile. She had spent weeks planning this surprise anniversary dinner. She'd reserved their favorite restaurant, the place where Daniel had first told her he loved her. Everything had to be perfect. Maya was a successful architect. At 30 years old, she had built a reputation for designing modern, eco-friendly buildings. Her work was featured in magazines, and major companies wanted her designs. But tonight wasn't about work. Tonight was about love. She grabbed her purse and the small gift box containing the watch she'd bought for Daniel. It was expensive, but he deserved it. He had supported her career, introduced her to important clients, and promised her a future filled with happiness. Her phone buzzed. A message from her best friend, Jessica. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Lunch at noon?" Maya smiled and replied quickly. Jessica had been her friend since college. They had shared everything: dreams, fears, late-night conversations about life. Jessica was the sister Maya never had. The restaurant. The restaurant was elegant, with soft lighting and quiet music. Maya arrived early, wanting everything to be ready when Daniel got there. The waiter led her to their usual table by the window, overlooking the city lights. "Will Mr. Richards be joining you soon?" the waiter asked. "Yes, any minute now," Maya said, her heart racing with excitement. She ordered champagne and waited. Minutes passed. Then 10 minutes. Then 20. Maya checked her phone. No messages from Daniel. That was strange. He was usually punctual. She called him. No answer. She texted him. "I'm at Bella's." "Where are you?" No response. Maya felt a small knot of worry in her stomach. Maybe he was stuck in traffic. Maybe his phone died. She tried to stay calm. Then she saw them. Through the glass partition that separated the main dining area from the private rooms, Maya saw something that made her blood run cold. Daniel was there, in one of the private rooms. But he wasn't alone. He was with Jessica. And they were kissing. The world stops. Maya couldn't breathe. She stood up, her legs shaking. The champagne glass fell from her hand, shattering on the floor. The sound made everyone turn to look at her, but she didn't care. She walked toward the private room like she was in a dream. A terrible, horrible dream. The waiter tried to stop her. "Ma'am, that's a private room." Maya pushed past him and opened the door. Daniel and Jessica jumped apart. The guilt on their faces told Maya everything she needed to know. "Maya." Jessica gasped. "This isn't." "Don't," Maya said quietly. Her voice was steady, but inside, she was screaming. "Don't you dare say this isn't what it looks like." Daniel stood up, straightening his tie. He didn't even look ashamed. He looked annoyed, like Maya had interrupted something important. "We need to talk," he said. "How long?" Maya asked. Her hands were clenched so tight, her nails dug into her palms. "Maya, please," Jessica started. "How long?" Maya shouted. The restaurant went silent. Everyone was staring now. 6 months, Daniel said simply. 6 months. Half a year. While Maya had been planning their future, designing their dream home, talking about marriage and children, Daniel had been with her best friend. "Why?" Maya whispered. Tears streamed down her face. Jessica stepped forward. "Maya, I didn't mean for this to happen. We connected. Daniel and I, we understand each other." "You're my best friend," Maya said, her voice breaking. "I told you everything. Every doubt, every fear, every dream. And you stabbed me in the back. It's not like that, Jessica said, but her voice was weak. Daniel put his hand on Jessica's shoulder, a protective gesture that made Maya want to scream. I'm sorry, Maya, Daniel said, not sounding sorry at all. But Jessica and we're in love. We didn't plan this, but we can't deny our feelings anymore. Maya looked at him, really looked at him, and wondered how she had ever loved this man. He was handsome, yes, but his eyes were cold. Selfish. She had been so blind. You're both disgusting, Maya said quietly. She took off her engagement ring. Daniel had proposed 6 months ago, right when he started cheating, and threw it at his feet. I hope you're happy together. I hope you destroy each other the way you destroyed me. She turned and walked out of the restaurant, her head held high. But the moment she got into her car, she collapsed. Sobs shook her body as she gripped the steering wheel. Everything was gone. Her relationship, her best friend, her future. All of it, destroyed in one moment. The aftermath. The next few weeks were the darkest of Maya's life. She couldn't eat. Couldn't sleep. She stayed in her apartment, ignoring calls and messages. Her work suffered. She missed deadlines. Clients started calling other architects. Then the real blow came. Maya discovered that many of her biggest clients had come through Daniel's business connections. And now that they had broken up, those clients were leaving. Daniel was telling people that Maya was unstable and unprofessional. He was destroying her reputation. Jessica, meanwhile, posted photos on social media of her and Daniel together. They looked happy. Perfect. Like they hadn't just destroyed someone's life. Maya felt rage building inside her. Not just sadness anymore, but pure, burning anger. One morning, she looked at herself in the mirror. She looked terrible. Dark circles under her eyes, hair a mess, wearing the same clothes she'd worn for 3 days. No, she said to her reflection. No more. She wasn't going to let them win. She wasn't going to let them destroy her. She was going to rebuild herself, stronger than before. And somehow, some way, she was going to make them regret what they did. The mysterious investor. 2 weeks later, Maya was at a coffee shop, working on her laptop. She was trying to salvage her business, reaching out to old contacts, looking for new opportunities. It was hard, but she refused to give up. Excuse me, is this seat taken? Maya looked up. A man stood beside her table, holding a coffee cup. He was tall, probably in his mid-30s, with dark hair and intense gray eyes. He wore an expensive suit but somehow made it look casual. No, go ahead, Maya said, returning to her laptop. The man sat down and opened his own laptop. They worked in silence for a while. Maya tried to focus, but she could feel him glancing at her occasionally. Finally, he spoke. You're Maya Chen, the architect. Maya looked at him suspiciously. Do I know you? No, but I know your work. I've been following your career. You designed the Green Tower downtown. Beautiful building. Thank you, Maya said cautiously. And you are? Adrian Stone, he said, extending his hand. I'm an investor. I fund various projects, real estate, technology, sustainable development. Maya shook his hand. His grip was firm, confident. What do you want, Mr. Stone? Straight to the point. I like that. Adrian smiled slightly. I've heard you're having some business difficulties. Clients leaving, projects falling through. Maya's face hardened. Let me guess. Daniel sent you to gloat? I don't know any Daniel, Adrian said simply. I'm here because I believe you're a talented architect who's getting a raw deal. And I'm interested in helping you. Why? Maya asked. You don't know me. I know talent when I see it. And I know what it's like to be betrayed by someone you trust. Something dark flickered in Adrian's eyes. I'm starting a new development project. High-end sustainable apartments. I need an architect with vision. Someone who isn't afraid to take risks. Maya stared at him. This felt too good to be true. What's the catch? No catch. You design the buildings. I fund them. We split the profits. Standard business arrangement. Why me? There are plenty of established architects you could hire. Adrian leaned forward. Because you're hungry. You're angry. And people who are hungry and angry are willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. That's what I need. Maya thought about it. This could be her chance. A chance to rebuild. To show Daniel and Jessica that they hadn't broken her. When do we start? She asked. Adrian smiled. It was a genuine smile that reached his eyes. Right now. A new beginning. Over the next few days, Maya threw herself into work. Adrian wasn't kidding about the project. He had already secured land in the most expensive part of the city. He wanted to build luxury apartments that were completely sustainable, solar panels, rainwater collection, vertical gardens. It was ambitious. Exactly what Maya needed. She worked from morning until night, sketching designs, calculating costs, meeting with engineers. Adrian was there every step of the way, offering suggestions but never interfering. He trusted her vision. You're good at this, he said one evening as they reviewed blueprints in his office. I've been doing it for years, Maya said, but she smiled. It felt good to be appreciated. Not just the designing. The fighting. The refusing to give up. Adrian looked at her seriously. Whatever happened to you, whoever hurt you, they made a mistake. They thought they could break you. But they just made you stronger. Maya felt tears prick her eyes, but she blinked them away. How do you know someone hurt me? Because I recognize the look in your eyes. I've seen it in my own mirror. Maya wanted to ask what he meant, but something in his expression stopped her. Adrian Stone had his own demons. His own past. Maybe one day he would share it. Thank you, Maya said softly. For believing in me. Don't thank me yet, Adrian said with a slight smile. We have a lot of work ahead of us. As Maya left his office that night, she felt something she hadn't felt in weeks, hope. But she also felt something else. Every time Adrian looked at her, every time their hands accidentally touched while reviewing papers, she felt a spark. An attraction she wasn't ready to acknowledge. She was falling for him. And that scared her more than anything. The news spreads. Word spread quickly in the architectural community. Maya Chin was back, and she was working on something big. Colleagues who had ignored her after the breakup suddenly wanted to meet for coffee. Clients who had left started calling again. And Daniel noticed. He called Maya one night. She almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. Maya, he said, his voice smooth. I heard about your new project. Congratulations. What do you want, Daniel? I want to talk. I think we ended things badly. You cheated on me with my best friend, Maya interrupted. How exactly should we have ended things? I made a mistake, Daniel said. Jessica and it's not working out. I miss you, Maya. I miss us. Maya laughed. It was a bitter sound. You miss me? Or you miss having control over my career? That's not fair. Goodbye, Daniel. Maya hung up. Her hands were shaking. Part of her, the part that still remembered loving him, felt satisfied. He regretted it. He wanted her back. But mostly, she just felt empty. She didn't want Daniel anymore. She wanted to move forward. With her career. With her life. Maybe even with Adrian. Building something real. As weeks turned into months, the project took shape. Maya's designs were approved. Construction began. And through it all, Adrian was there. They worked late nights together. Shared meals. Talked about everything: architecture, business, life, dreams. Maya learned that Adrian had grown up poor. He'd built his fortune from nothing, investing smartly, taking calculated risks. He'd been married once, but his wife had left him when his first business failed. She'd said she loved him, but really, she'd loved his potential wealth. When I lost everything, she was gone within a week, Adrian told Maya one night over Chinese takeout in his office. Packed her things and moved in with a banker she'd been seeing behind my back. I'm sorry, Maya said. Don't be. It taught me something important. Most people's love is conditional. They love what you can give them, not who you are. Maya thought about Daniel. About Jessica. So you don't believe in real love? Adrian was quiet for a moment. I didn't, he said finally. But maybe I'm starting to. Their eyes met. The air between them felt electric. Maya's phone buzzed, breaking the moment. A text from an unknown number. Stay away from Adrian Stone. He's not who you think he is. Maya's blood ran cold. She showed Adrian the message. His expression darkened. I need to tell you something, he said. Something about why I really sought you out. What do you mean? Maya's heart was pounding. It's about your ex-fiancé, Daniel Richards. Adrian took a deep breath. He's my half-brother. The world tilted. Maya stared at Adrian, unable to process what she'd just heard. What? My mother had an affair with Daniel's father years ago, Adrian explained. I'm the result. The family secret they tried to hide. Daniel knows about me, but we've never acknowledged each other publicly. Maya stood up, backing away. So this whole time, the job offer, the partnership, was this about revenge? Were you using me to get back at your brother? No. Adrian stood too. Maya, please listen. But Maya was already grabbing her things. I trusted you. I thought you were different. I am different. Yes, when I first heard about what Daniel did to you, I saw an opportunity. But that changed. You changed everything. What I feel for you is real. I don't believe you, Maya said, tears streaming down her face. I don't believe anyone anymore. She ran out of his office, leaving Adrian standing alone. As she drove home, Maya felt her heart breaking all over again. She had been so stupid. So naive. She thought she was done being betrayed, but apparently, the universe had other plans. Part 2, The Transformation. Alone again. Maya spent the next 3 days in her apartment, ignoring calls from Adrian. Her phone buzzed constantly with messages from him. Please let me explain. I never meant to hurt you. What I feel for you is real. She deleted every message without reading past the first line. She'd heard enough lies to last a lifetime. But she couldn't stop thinking about the project. Months of work. Her designs. The construction was already underway. If she walked away now, she'd lose everything she'd built. On the 4th day, Maya made a decision. She would finish the project. She would work with Adrian, but only professionally. No more late nights. No more personal conversations. No more falling for men who had hidden agendas. She called him. He answered on the first ring. Maya. I'll finish the project, she said coldly. But this is purely business. We work together, nothing more. When it's done, we're done. Understood? Silence. Then, understood. The Cold War. Working with Adrian after that was torture. They communicated through emails and brief meetings. Maya was professional but distant. She could see the hurt in Adrian's eyes every time she refused to engage with him personally, but she hardened her heart. She wouldn't be fooled again. The project was progressing well. The sustainable apartments were starting to take shape, and they looked even better than Maya had imagined. Architectural magazines wanted to feature them. Investors were interested. Maya's reputation was being restored. She was getting offers from other clients. Her name was back in the industry's good graces. But she felt empty. Success didn't taste as sweet as she thought it would. One afternoon, Maya was on site reviewing the construction when she heard a familiar voice. "It's impressive. I'll give you that." She turned. Daniel stood there, wearing an expensive suit and his signature arrogant smile. "What are you doing here?" Maya asked coldly. "I'm an investor in the project." "Didn't Adrian tell you?" Daniel walked closer. "I bought into the development last week." "Which means we'll be working together." Maya felt sick. "No. No way. It's already done. Check with your partner." Daniel's smile widened. "And speaking of partners, I hear things have cooled off between you and my dear half-brother." "What happened? Did he tell you the truth about our relationship?" "Get out," Maya said. "I'm just here to check on my investment." Daniel looked around. "You know, Maya, I always admired your talent. It's a shame you had to go and sleep with my brother to get ahead." Maya's hand moved before she could think. The slap echoed across the construction site. Workers stopped and stared. Daniel touched his red cheek, his eyes furious. "You'll regret that." "I regret ever meeting you," Maya said. "Now get off my construction site before I have security throw you out." Daniel left, but his laughter echoed behind him. Maya called Adrian immediately. "Is it true? Did you let Daniel invest in our project?" "I had no choice," Adrian said. "He bought shares through a shell company. By the time I found out it was him, the paperwork was already filed. This is a nightmare." "I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to buy him out, but..." "But what?" "He wants something in exchange for his shares." Maya's stomach dropped. "What does he want?" "He wants to meet with both of us. Together. Tomorrow night." The meeting. The restaurant was neutral territory, expensive but public. Maya arrived wearing armor, a sharp black suit and heels that made her feel powerful. She needed every bit of confidence she could muster. Adrian was already there, looking tense. Daniel arrived fashionably late, Jessica on his arm. Of course. He brought her. Maya kept her face neutral, but inside, she was screaming. They all sat down. The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. "Thank you for coming," Daniel said, playing the gracious host. "I think it's time we all cleared the air." "What do you want, Daniel?" Adrian asked flatly. "Straight to business. Just like you, big brother." Daniel smiled. "I want Maya to design my new headquarters." Maya laughed. "You can't be serious." "Dead serious. You're the best architect in the city." "I need the best." "Find someone else. If you don't do it, I'll tank your current project. I'll pull my investment, file lawsuits, tie you up in legal red tape for years." Daniel leaned forward. "Your choice, Maya. Work for me, or watch everything you've built crumble." Jessica spoke for the first time. "Maya, please. Daniel's offering you an amazing opportunity. Don't let pride get in the way." Maya stared at her former best friend. Jessica had the decency to look uncomfortable, but not apologetic. "You don't get to talk to me," Maya said quietly. "Either of you. You're both dead to me." "Dramatic," Daniel said. "But understandable. So? What's your answer?" Maya looked at Adrian. He was watching her carefully, waiting for her decision. She thought about everything she'd worked for. The project. Her reputation. Her future. "I'll do it," she said finally. "But I have conditions. I design what I want. No interference. You pay double my usual rate. And once the project is done, you sign over your shares in the apartment development to Adrian." All of them. Daniel considered this. Deal. But I have one more condition. What? You end your partnership with Adrian. Professional and personal. I want you to work for me exclusively for the next year. No, Adrian said immediately. That's not. I'll do it, Maya interrupted. Adrian stared at her in shock. Maya, you can't. It's my decision. Maya stood up. Send me the contract, Daniel. I'll have my lawyer review it. She walked out before anyone could respond. Outside, Adrian caught up with her. Why did you agree to that? Because it's the only way to save the project. And because I don't want to work with you anymore anyway. The lie tasted bitter, but Maya forced herself to say it. Adrian's face fell. I see. Do you? Do you really? Maya felt all her anger and hurt bubbling to the surface. You used me. You saw a broken woman and thought you could use her to get revenge on your brother. That's all I've ever been to anyone. A tool. Something to be used. That's not true. Yes, it is. Maya was shouting now, tears streaming down her face. Daniel used me for business connections. Jessica used me to feel better about herself. And you used me to get back at your family. I'm done being used. Maya, please. I love you. The words hung in the air between them. Maya felt her heart crack. Don't. Don't say that. You don't get to say that. It's true. I know I made mistakes. I should have told you about Daniel from the beginning. But what I feel for you is real. From the moment we met, you've changed everything for me. I don't believe you, Maya whispered. I can't. She got in her car and drove away, watching Adrian disappear in her rearview mirror. Working for the enemy. The next 6 months were the hardest of Maya's life. She designed Daniel's headquarters, a massive glass building in the financial district. It was a stunning design, maybe her best work, but she hated every second of it. Daniel was demanding, critical, and condescending. He questioned every choice, changed his mind constantly, and made passive-aggressive comments about her personal life. How's Adrian? He'd ask with a smirk. Still pining after you? Maya never responded. She just worked. Jessica tried to be friendly, sending messages about how they should catch up and talk about old times. Maya blocked her number. The only bright spot was that her career was flourishing. With Daniel's headquarters in progress, other companies wanted her designs. She was featured in major architectural magazines. She won awards. But success felt hollow. She was lonely. Exhausted. And despite everything, she missed Adrian. She saw updates about the apartment project online. It was completed and looked beautiful. Adrian was quoted in articles, praising the design but never mentioning Maya's name. She appreciated that. He was respecting her wish for distance. One night, Maya was working late in her office when someone knocked on her door. She opened it to find a delivery man with a package. Inside was a folder. No note, no return address. Just documents. Maya opened it and started reading. Her eyes widened with each page. They were financial records. Daniel's company records. And they showed something shocking. Daniel had been embezzling money from his own company for years. Fake expenses, hidden accounts, money laundering. And there was more. Jessica had known about it. She was helping him hide it. At the bottom of the folder was a note in handwriting Maya recognized, Adrian's. I found these while investigating Daniel's investment in our project. I'm giving them to you because you deserve to know the truth about who you're working for. What you do with this information is your choice. But please be careful. Daniel is dangerous when he's cornered. Maya sat back in her chair, her mind racing. This information could destroy Daniel. She could expose him, ruin his career, maybe even send him to prison. But using it meant connecting with Adrian again. It meant admitting she needed him. The choice. Maya spent days thinking about what to do. She could anonymously send the documents to the authorities. But that felt cowardly. If she was going to take Daniel down, she wanted him to know it was her. Finally, she called Adrian. Maya? He sounded surprised, hopeful. I got your package. Are you okay? I was worried about sending it. I didn't know if you'd want to hear from me. Why did you give this to me? Maya interrupted. You could have used it yourself. You could have destroyed Daniel and gotten your revenge. Adrian was quiet for a moment. Because this isn't about me. It's about you. Daniel hurt you. He's still hurting you by making you work for him. I thought you deserved the chance to make him pay. If you want to. Why would you help me after everything? Because I love you, Adrian said simply. I know you don't believe me. I know I ruined any chance we had. But that doesn't change how I feel. I want you to be happy, even if it's not with me. Maya felt tears running down her face. I want to destroy him, she whispered. I want him to lose everything like I did. Then let's do it together. Adrian, I can't ask you to. You're not asking. I'm offering. We started this project together. Let's finish it together. Maya closed her eyes. She was tired of being angry. Tired of being alone. Tired of pushing away the one person who had tried to help her, even if his methods weren't perfect. Okay, she said. Together. The plan. Maya and Adrian met the next day at his office. It felt strange being there again after months apart. But it also felt right. They reviewed the documents together. The evidence was damning. Daniel had stolen millions from his own company, using fake vendors and inflated expenses to siphon money into offshore accounts. Jessica had helped him forge documents and hide the transactions. If we expose this, they'll both go to prison, Adrian said. Good, Maya said coldly. Are you sure? Once we do this, there's no going back.